or we can actually show you what presenting it looks like. Okay, so Sarah is going to use her years of knowledge, and you know, this is a woman that sold 700 Thermomixes, all right? So I think she kind of knows what she's doing a little bit. Okay, so what I want you to have a listen out for are those soft and partial kind of closes that she puts throughout the demo. So things like the sales closes, the booking closes, the recruits kind of soft closes. Have a listen for them and think about what ones are you putting in your demos at the moment, or what might you want to pop in your demos for the future. So I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to spotlight Sarah, and she's going to take you through how you can actually run this demo.
No pressure.
Not at all.
So you would all have all your ingredients pre-packed and everything already. Normally when I get to the host's home, I transfer all of my ingredients normally out of whatever it is that I've packed them in, and I put them either into these bamboo cups, or I use the old style green cups. So if anyone's been around a while, Mary, looking at you, you've probably got a giant pile of the green cups. I just find when everything comes out of the same sort of containers, it looks a lot neater, and it's also a lot easier for you to tidy up and pack up and put things away between the dishes that you're doing, which also makes using the Thermomix look so much easier for customers and prospective customers who don't own one. So they're not looking at a wide variety of clutter on the table or the bench or wherever it is that you're presenting. So I do find that I always switch my ingredients into the same sort of containers. So that's the first sort of tip. Also too, with your flip chart, depends where you're up to and how many dishes you've made as to where you would be with this. But when you're doing your final dish, you would really want to be looking to be at this page at the minimum, because then while it's cooking, you've only got the couple final to do. So, and I think this really is a good one, because on the back, it's just reminding you like what appealed to the customers, because on their questionnaires, you've asked them what's important to them. And like Sam was saying earlier, this is the key to selling a Thermomix. If they've said time, health, you know, money, just taking the mayhem out of dinner, these are the touch points you want to cover when you're doing your final dish, because it's your last sort of chance, really. You're that last push that you've got to try and get everyone to realise that the Thermomix is an essential bit of kit that they absolutely have to have in their kitchen, or they're never going to want to feed their family again. So, we're going to make custard. Love to type in the chat if you've made custard in a demo, and do you like to do it? A lot of people don't, and you know, when this was presented at the team leaders meeting, Elise put it out there. It's supposed to be custard we're showing, but I don't want to. And you can't sell a Thermomix with custard. Sorry, Elise, now I'm dumping you back in it.
I will clarify. I didn't say you can't sell a Thermomix. I said it's harder to do the partial closing. And Sarah goes, watch me. I went, okay, off we go.
Because I love custard, and it highlights so many amazing things about what the Thermomix is capable of. So your customers will have already seen you saying, you know, you can get your ingredients out, you can see what's there. So we're just going to go start cooking. And this is definitely something you would have guests making. So you wouldn't necessarily be doing it. You're just talking through it while one of your guests is actually using the Thermomix. So it's asking you to put in 70 grams of raw sugar. You can use whatever sugar you've got, but raw is the cheapest sugar you can get. It doesn't come with any of the anti-caking, antifungal agents. So you're saving money and you're improving your health. We're just milling this down. Not sure if you can see. So by starting with the base ingredient, you are saving your dollars. And with 36 months interest free, what an amazing opportunity to allow you to squirrel more money away for your Thermomix. So what do we have? We have this amazing dust cloud. And if you were lucky enough to be sitting here with me in person, you would be able to taste the sugar in the air. It's actually really sweet on the tongue. So here it is, super fine, no more icing sugar, no more caster sugar. Save your money, put that towards your Thermomix that you're investing in today and really crack on. How easy is that? And while it's milling, what other things could you be talking about with your customers? What can you mill with a Thermomix? What sorts of things would you no longer need to buy pre-prepared and save those dollars? So love to see in the chat what you could actually be adding. But I'm going to pretend that you're all talking to me and these would be my responses. So we've got 200 grams of pouring cream. So you could totally be milling your almonds, make all your almond meal, make your rice, mill that down yourself. We're adding milk now, so the same again, just 200 grams of milk. And it says full cream milk. Normally, you can use whatever sort of milk that you like. It wants 3 eggs. So milling of the rice, the properties within that is so easy to do. It's another huge money saver. 40 grams of brandy. Who doesn't love a good boozy custard? But from the milled rice, we make our own baking powder, which you can then make your own self-raising flour. So 2 more huge money savers, getting rid of all of those additives and preservatives. Other things that you could see that lovely icing sugar for. You know, when I come to your home to do your delivery cooking experience, we could be making a sorbet. You know, Elise, you've got a tribe of kids. Wouldn't they love to see a sorbet that would feed them all, have leftovers, they could have their friends over and you could still feed them. So it's a fabulous one that you could do. There are plenty of other menu options as well, and I'll be discussing those towards the end so that you can all choose your own demo dishes that you would like to see, because there are features within each of the dishes that will showcase to you how the Thermomix will fit in with all of those options that you've selected at the start on your cooking experience sheets. You know, you said that you would like to save some time. Who can get their keys to their car, get in their car, go to the shop and buy brandy custard at the minute from the supermarket? Quicker than this can make it. And if you want the real answer, it's nobody, because you can't buy brandy custard in the supermarket right now. But I can make it, and you can make it too when you buy your Thermomix today. It's super easy. What other flavour custards could you be making? You know, Sophie, you've got a beautiful lemon tree out in the backyard here. Just bring those lemons in. You could be grating down your lemon rind, making the most beautiful lemon custards. Yet again, no colours, no stabilisers, no thickeners, just all natural ingredients for a fraction of the price, and you can be putting that money towards your Thermomix. The 36 months interest-free offer we've got at the moment means your Thermomix costs around $15 a week. You can pay it off as fast or as slow as you like, depending on your situation. You can put extra repayments on. You know, if your tax money comes in or you get Christmas money at this time of year, you can totally put that towards your Thermomix. What other flavour custards would you like to see? My daughter's favourite is chocolate, no surprise. We mill fresh chocolate. Around 50 grams for a half litre batch of custard is a really easy one that you can do. We're using at the moment the thicken mode on the Thermomix. So what is the thicken mode? It allows you to create all these amazing sauces. So you could make all your beautiful sauces for your steaks. You can make all your beautiful bechamels or your hollandaise or your anglaises, and everyone who has fruit trees is loving this time of year, or your berry and your citrus and your lemon curds. They are really great gifts to give at Christmas time, whether you're popping the curd into beautiful little tarts or whether you're gifting them in little jars with ribbons. They are a really economical way to give a gift that says, I love you, because once you take a spoon of the lemon butter, absolutely people are going to want more of that, and they're going to want to know how you did it. And you can pretend you have slaved away, but little do they know you've popped everything in your Thermomix, and I'm sorry, 7 minutes later, ding, done, pour that bad boy out and you are saving money like no tomorrow. So really easy for entertaining using your thicken mode. But there are lots of other things, but custards is one of my loves because that is how I first saw a Thermomix. I was watching the television one night, totally sideways. I had come to an end of about 18 months worth of breastfeeding. You can imagine, I was ragged, totally ragged. I had struggled through feeding babies. And I saw this thing on the telly that made sabayon custard, which is like fancy Italian custard, whisked to your arms, fall off. The thing splits just if you look at it sideways. You know, I'd never successfully made one. And I watched them pour this in and then tip it out 7 minutes later. And I just sat there with my mouth open, staring at the television going, I need to get me one of those. Like, how the heck do I get me one of those? So I went online and sent an inquiry in, and Lil Bowden answered me. Thank you, Lil, for bringing me into the business. But a custard, a simple custard, turned my life around. And 12 years later, I'm still here because I'm absolutely addicted to my Thermomix, just like you're going to be addicted to your Thermomix. I absolutely get a thrill every time one of my customers, which is all of you people here, post pictures in my page, because you're inspiring your friends. And what an awesome community you get to join when you join me as a customer for Thermomix. It's so amazing that you get to share journeys like this with your friends. You know, when you're having your babies and you're getting to sterilise all your bottles in your Varoma that we used for our main dish earlier, it's a really easy thing to do. You just wipe this out. There's no fancy sterilising tablets that you need or any of those bits of kit. You literally pop water in your Thermomix, throw all those bottles up the top in your Varoma, and it's so, so easy. And I know a couple of you here will benefit from being able to make all your baby foods. You won't ever have to do the struggle that I did, making all my stocks from scratch and pureeing these tiny minuscule amounts of food with a stick blender that spat food at me every time I turned around. You will have the joy of using your Thermomix. Can you hear it now? Not sure whether you can on the Zoom, but it's starting to sound lovely and thick. And you will cook with your Thermomix much more with your ears than you even will with the sound. It's an amazing thing that you think you're listening for the chime of the Thermomix, but it's actually the sound of the cooking that you learn to listen for. And I can't wait to get the messages from you guys to tell me when you actually have that moment where you stop and go, oh my goodness, I know what she's talking about now. It's it's a fabulous thing because you hear it and you go, ha ha ha, get the bowls out, we're ready to start serving, which makes me actually go, I need to get my bowls out. So I will pop out one. But I've also got this amazing little thermoserver here, and these are a 1 litre one, and they come up from time to time as a host reward. So if this is something that you would like to receive, please let me know on your questionnaire, because when it comes up as a host reward, I can totally let you know. So I will jump on the phone and I will give you a call and let you know that this little one is available. It is awesome for your sauces. I pop jams in it and things like that. If my bottles aren't or my jars aren't quite ready for these, pouring my jam into, they're not finished being sterilised. But we currently have the other thermo servers that you've seen. So, you know, today when we made our beautiful meatballs, we used our oval thermo server. That is a current host reward. And Sophie, you totally have access to that today because you've hosted and you've invited your friends around. So thank you very much. But if that's something that you would like, you can access that. Or you could access the bread mats. You know, Elise, I know that you love to make pizza. That was one of the things that you had put on your questionnaire saying, you know, that's something that you don't buy. You actually like to make that from scratch. And when we book in your demo, we are totally making pizza dough. So you can compare how the Thermomix makes the pizza dough as compared to how you're currently making it, because that is absolutely going to change your life. So when you are making these things yourself in your Thermomix and you realise you can actually walk away and you can still hang up the washing and you can still help the kids with their homework and you can still do all these bits and pieces while your Thermomix is actually still preparing your dinner. So really, really easy. But we also have a bonus meter at the moment. Just when you thought we couldn't have more offers, it is an amazing accessory that you can throw in your caravan. You can take it camping. You can take it down to your local park if you want, if that's where you're having your barbecue. But there are loads of fabulous collections on Cookie Do. The coconut Malay style chicken is one of my all-time favourites. Make the marinade, let it cool, baste your chicken. It's a great one to have in your freezer for when you get invited somewhere impromptu style, be it for a picnic or a gathering at someone's house. You will simply pull out your pre-prepared marinated chicken and you will pop your meter inside, and the app allows you to decide what cut of meat, how long you want to cook for, as in what temperature you want that piece of meat to be cooked at. It tells you what's recommended and then you can choose alternatives around that. It tells you when to pull it out. It tells you when to rest it. It tells you when to slice it up. And there is a massive, massive saving on the cost price of that at the moment when you host your actual cooking experience. So really easy. When we book in your demonstration, that's something else that you'll have access to. So a range of thermo servers, the amazing meter plus, we've got the bundle of the bread mats, and, you know, the beauty of two bowls. While we've been having a chat, I've popped some water in the other one, given it a swizzle with our beautiful, you know, dunny looking brush, dare I say, but it is the best brush for swizzling off anything that could be on the bottom of your Thermomix. It's a great piece of kit, and as a consultant, that's my gift to you when you purchase your Thermomix today. So there is the magical sound that is a Thermomix finished, and yours can sound different. There are different tunes in the Thermomix that you can choose. So if you don't like how mine sounds, although what's not to love about a Thermomix saying, ding, dinner's ready, and you didn't do anything, so easy. But we have our beautiful brandy custard that is pouring out now, some for me, and a whole heap more in there. So this is a 1 litre thermo server, and if my portion that I'm going to snuggle while the rest of this meeting's going on was actually in the thermo server, you'd be almost 3/4 of the way up. So there you go. How amazing is that? So I can't wait to sit with you all at the end of this, because that ends our cooking component for the demonstration today. I would love to thank you, Sophie, for having us because I really appreciate that you invited me into your home to show your friends what a Thermomix is capable of doing, so that they can be inspired to book their cooking experience, to have access to the same amazing things that you've had access to today. But if you could finish filling in the rest of your questionnaires, I will get some of this custard served up to all of you while you're finishing filling those in. And I'm going to take a moment to come and sit with each of you so that we can actually have a discussion about when you would like your cooking experience, and the scan code is there for you to purchase your Thermomix if that's like what you would like to do right now. Otherwise, I'm going to start pouring this out, and any questions, just sing out. There you go, done.
I am actually speechless. And I feel like I can be, because I feel like you had all the words there that I don't need to say anything at all. That was next level impressive, with the amount of, not only the amount of stuff that you're able to talk about with a custard, but keep that going the entire time, right? But what I would love to hear from everybody else is, what did you notice? Because what I noticed is that we have 60 people on, right? And most people are actually looking at the screen going, like, just genuinely staring at someone talk about custard for 8 minutes, which just shows that there are so many ways that we can share what we're doing and how it's going to be able to help them without being pushy, without being salesy, and just being really genuine around how